So this is a Sprite Quattro EW, going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Jockey wheel, handbrake and breakaway cable, etc. we'll go through while you're here in person, and we'll actually give you a demonstration of how to hook the car up, caravan up to the car. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle tie downs and you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead with a yellow gas shut-off valve on the side of it. Got the Truma heating flue, so that's for your heating and hot water systems. When you're running it on gas, it's essentially the heating flue for that. And then you've got your wind down leg on the front right hand corner of the van. Got your water pump connection coming into the side of the van. Very simple to connect. You pull the blue trigger backwards towards you to release, and you also pull it back to connect it to the side of the van. Then the pickup end drops down into the ack roll down here. The wheel nuts before you leave site will be torqued to 120 Newton meters, and they'll be down in front of you so that you can see that they've been tightened correctly. You've then got your grey waste pipe, so the water that goes in the front of the van has to come out somewhere, and this is essentially from the shower and sinks on board the caravan. Nothing toilet related, I'll come to that in a moment. So your two grey waste pipes will go into the larger circles on the outside here, push into place and drop down into the waste master. Toilet flush tank just here. It takes 3.5 litres of water before using the caravan, and a cap full of the pink toilet fluid. In the bottom here, we've got our toilet cassette, which you pull out the side of the van. On top here, you've got your neck for tipping the waste away, and you've got the cap here for measuring the waste, measuring 1 capful of the blue fluid in before use, and you'll also put a litre of water in there as well. On the back of the van, on either side, you've got your wind down legs. They will actually be down by the time you arrive on site tomorrow morning, but they'll be lowered down so you can see how they operate. They are there to stabilise the caravan. You would never lift the caravan with the wind down legs. You've then got a storage locker for underneath the bed, as you can see. You can access the storage from inside of the van or the outside. Then got your 2 fridge vents on the side of the van, so these are your basically heat vents on the side of the fridge, so it can also take in some cool air as well. And one of them behind here has got the gas flue for the heat for the gas operation of the fridge also. Front of the van on this side, you've got your battery box with your 110 leisure amp, 110 amp leisure battery in there, and you've got your mains power lead to connect to the site power. Go inside the van now. Demonstrate how it works from the inside. So with the ack roll connected on the outside, what we're going to do is we're just going to fill the water system up first. So underneath the seat down the front here, you will see a yellow valve just next to that white pipe that you see. That yellow valve to fill the water system needs to be parallel with the floor. If that yellow valve was pointing towards the bottom of the seat, the water would drain towards the bottom of the seat, sorry. The water would actually drain straight back out the bottom of the caravan. So to fill the water system, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to turn the power on with the mains power connected on the outside. As you can see, we've got mains power coming from the power post to the caravan, and we've got the water pump turned on. So when you first come in the van, you're going to have the water pump turned off, and you'll just have it looking like this. If you're only using 12 volt because you're off grid, you'll still fill the water system in the same way. But to fill it, you come over to each tap, you open them all up on the hot side. As you can see, a little bit there in the system still at the moment. You'll open all the taps up on the hot side, and then once you've got all the taps open, you'll come over to the control panel just here, turn on the water pump, and the water system will start filling up. I'm going to leave that for a moment so the water system fills up, and then I'll come back to it in a moment to show you how to then what to do once you've filled the water system up completely with water. To operate the fridge, you'll press the power button on this side. As you can see, power will come on. At the moment we're operating on mains 240 volts. To change the power supply, we'll press and hold the grey button just here. The icon will start flashing, and then you can use the arrows. So you can go to 12 volt. So what that means is it runs from the 12 volt battery or the 12 volt system on your car you're towing with, and that will allow you to use the fridge as a cool box while you're travelling down the road. Let me just go back to that again. To set it when you go to a different power source, very simple to do. For instance, for gas, we'll press the grey button, then we can adjust the temperature as the temperature side starts flashing, and again we can adjust that to where it needs to be. and then we can press the grey button again to set it. The gas system will actually self-ignite on gas. If it failed to ignite, it would actually flash the light here, the warning light, it actually flashed the pilot light, sorry, just here, and then also the temperature on this side. If that was the case, it just made it mean the gas is turned off, or for some reason you've run out of gas, or potentially you've had a leak. If there's a problem like that, then obviously turn the gas on if it's been turned off, and the fridge will ignite straight up. If it's a leak, I'd advise you change the gas pipe going from your gas bottle to the front of the caravan. Now, as you can see up above here, the water system is now full, and hopefully you can see that steaming away. Don't know if you can in the video, but that water system is rather warm. So that's warmed up nicely, the water system. And as you can see, now the water system's full, I've actually turned the tap off. At that point, I can actually start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. So above the door, you've got this control panel just here with power on and off. And this is the control panel that operates your heating and hot water. First of all, the internal temperature of the caravan, you can press the button here, and then you can go up or down to set the internal temperature of the caravan. Once you got it to the right temperature, you'll hit the set button, and when it bleeps, that means the room temperature is set to the temperature you have selected. The next one you see here is to select the power source you want to use. So if you're on a 4 amp site, you can use 4 amps, 8 amps here, gas on its own, 4 amp and gas at the same time, or 8 amp and gas at the same time. Again, to select it, you use the arrows, as you can see down here. So if you want to use gas and 4 amp, or 8 amp, or 4 amp on its own, you can select it. It will beep again, and when it goes back to the home screen, the power source is selected. If you want to turn on your water heater, you come to the shower option here at the end, and you've either got on or off. So on is 60 degrees of water temperature, and 0 is off. It will always say winter at the top here, and that is just the easiest way of operating the heating and hot water control panel. Cooker works very much like your household cooker, igniter on the front, as you can hear. Gas controls across the front, grill and oven as you'd expect to see. Underbed storage, again, very simple to access. You lift up the bed and you can access the storage underneath there. Microwave, again, very simple to use. Quick start up here. As you can see, microwave is working as it should. Coming down towards the bathroom on this particular van, you've got the shower, as you'd expect. Shower works like your household shower, no difference at all there, the same as the sinks around the caravan. With the toilet system, if you ever go to remove the cassette to empty it, because potentially it's full of waste, you will need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across the caravan towards the shower, as it is now, to be able to allow you to pull the cassette from underneath the van. To flush the toilet system, you've got the blue flush button on top, and underneath the toilet, you've got your grey waste handle, which you'll push across to allow the waste to go into the toilet cassette underneath. I do advise you open the cassette flap first, just so the waste doesn't sit in the bowl, as it's not like a standard toilet where you've got the water in the bowl. It is only on the flush system where you have water. The light on top here will indicate if the waste cassette is full underneath the van. It will illuminate red and it will let you know when you need to empty that waste cassette. When you're done with the caravan and you're putting it away for storage, we advise that you open all the taps up in the central position. So you'll pull the tap round and open it up in the central between the hot and the cold. And you turn off the water pump above the door in the main control panel. And at that point then, once all the taps are open in that central position, you could go back to the valve underneath the seat, the yellow valve, and drain the water system down completely. The reason you do this for is because if the water system froze for any reason, it could actually crack the water pipes on board the caravan or the hot water tank itself, and then hot water tanks can be quite a bit of money to replace. So we do always advise to drain it down completely before you ever store the caravan, especially if you know it's going to be freezing cold overnight. Obviously when you're on site and it's cold, I would advise that you leave the water heater on if it's going to be cold, and then that'll help keep the water system warm all the way along the van, and keep the heating on inside the van also overnight if it is going to be potentially cold and you have water in the system. I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any further questions on the Sprite Quattro EW, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.